so this is not going to be the best quality video. However, I have decided that I need to start sharing some of the profound things that happen in my everyday life. I wanted to share a story today about a phone. So it was my husband's phone and he lost it. It's a few weeks ago now, and we were heading over to a friend's house to help them with their Tomato Day celebrations. So we make the passata with them. So there was a lot going on. There was stuff everywhere. There was equipment. There was kids. There was tomatoes, and there was no phone. So my husband remembers having it as he was on our way there, and he has two phones. So his personal phone, this is. He couldn't find it anywhere. So he remembered unpacking our car, remembered having the two phones, and remembers using the phone on the way to my friend's house. So we realised that the phone is missing after about 15-20 minutes on arriving. So everyone starts looking for the phone at my friend's house, and we start tracing our steps. So we'd got ice at a service station. So we drove back to the service station to check that he hadn't dropped it there or hadn't left it at the counter, or it wasn't lying, in the service station car park there. So we ticked that box. We were also trying to use location services. My eldest daughter has his phone on location, but because he's got two phones, it seems to pick up both of them. So it was actually showing up that it was at the house, our friend's house. It then showed up that it was at the service station when we were at the service station. So of course we looked in the car, in and out of the car. Like, we were literally looking under seats, we were looking in the boot, we were looking in places that you would never think to find a phone just in case it was there. This went on all day. So we went back to the house. I drove back and forth to our house, which is around about a 15-20 minute drive each way. So I probably drove all up that day about an hour or more, and in areas where there was speed humps, there was sort of uneven surfaces, and all that. So by the time sort of that night came along, still hadn't found it. We just had to resolve that it was lost. And the next morning, my husband tried to use one of those services that claims to find your phone within 2 minutes. So they I don't know, he paid the money and it kept saying pending. So we weren't too sure on that. Then we had a little bit of an argument over this phone and other things, and I was going traveling up to Brisbane to go to an event. I was already late and knew that I wasn't going to make it. And I was driving the same car that we'd driven to my friend's house, and yes, set off on my drive and came to some roadworks near our place. And I was winding through the roadworks, got to the traffic lights, and a car pulled up next to me, and he got me to wind down my window, and I thought, oh God, here we go. What have I done? Was one of my lights out, or have I been driving poorly or something? because I was like in a pretty rushed emotional state. And he said to me, I was just following you then, and I just saw a phone fly off your car. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, can't be true. Like, this can't be so much of a coincidence. And I thought, did I put my phone on top of the car? No. Like, I was like, and then I thought, oh my goodness, Glenn's other phone, did he put that on top of the car as he was helping me pack my car? And then I was starting to freak out because I thought, God, both of his phones are now gone. And so the lights went green. I said, okay, thank you. And I kept driving, but then I pulled over because I had to turn around to try and see whether I could turn around and get it. And anyways, the guy who had seen the phone fly off, he actually pulled over as well and got out with his takeaway coffee and felt the need to come up and tell me exactly where he thought it had fallen off. So not only did he see the phone fall off my car, he also pursued me so that I knew where it was. So this was just getting more and more bogus. I was so late. Like, I was so late to this event in Brisbane. I knew I was already going to be about 20 minutes late, half an hour late, and that's if the traffic was kind to me. So anyways, I drove back just thinking, this is so weird, ringing my husband going, do you have your other phone? He wasn't answering. Finally got a hold of him and said, look, a phone's just fallen off my car. I don't know what it is. It definitely can't be yours because it would have fallen off already. I've been we drove it so many times since we lost your phone. And then I'm driving along, I'm thinking, this is needle in a haystack. There is literally so much roadworks here. It could have flung off anywhere. A car has more than likely already driven over it, and have no idea what phone it is. Anyways, my friend Jack, who ran the Tomato Day, she happened to physically call me at that very minute, and I said to her, look, I'll just pull over because I'm on roadworks and I need to keep an eye on the road, because you'll never believe it, but a phone just fell off my car, top of my car. And so we're talking away, and I look in front of my car, and right in front of the car is a phone. And I said, look, I've got to call you back. This is just bizarre. It's right in front of me. And if I hadn't have pulled off at that spot, I would never have seen it because it was sort of flung to the side. And then I got out and I went to pick it up, and it was my husband's phone that he'd lost the day before, that we'd searched high and low for, and that had said the whole time that it was still with us, which was just so confusing. And my friend had searched her house high and low because we were sure that it was at her house. Anyways, there it was, and perfect condition. The front screen was perfect, not a scratch on it. One of the cameras had a bit of a crack, but could not believe it. So the phone had been on top of my car. I'd driven between 60 and 80 kilometres not on a flat straight road, I'd driven on speed bumps or the like. And at the very time that it flung off the top of my car, somebody happened to see it, but somebody also happened to be kind enough to hail me down, to make me aware that it had happened, then pull over and tell me exactly where he thought it was. So, and then my friend rang at exactly the time that I needed to in order to see the phone in front of me. So this is I'm just going to start sharing some of these profound things that happened to me, because there's a series of events that happen that cannot be coincidental. And I'm really, really comfortable with sharing these types of stories now. I used to disregard them and just think, oh, this type of thing happens to everyone every day. but I know that's not true anymore. And so I'm going to start sharing a few more stories about the profoundness of my life. And I would love it if you could share with me any stories of profoundness in your life that you just feel cannot be explained by coincidence. And I would actually love to start interviewing people who have had profound things happen in their life, because I believe that is where their gifts are. I believe that's where the magic of the world is. So share with me, have you had a profound experience like this that cannot be explained by anything other than divine intervention or similar? And yeah, I don't know, has anyone else had something like this happen to them as well? I will continue sharing these types of stories because I have them happen regularly, and I would love to start chatting to people who also have the same. Okay, that's it for today. See you in the next one.